What's up, everybody? Nolan's overheating. We're on a hike. Thirsty buddy boy. Renzo's hot too, but he won't drink any water. Shout out to Camelback on this deal. On the money. There's two different kinds of dogs out there. There's the dog that will drink water like this because he's thirsty. And then whenever I try to give Renzo some, he acts like I'm peeing on him. He's maybe thirsty enough to figure it out. Damn, Nolan, save some for the fish, bro. Renzo, you want some of that? Yeah, he just acts like you're peeing on him. Anyway, we're hiking. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Well, that's not true, not in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Travis County outside of Austin. Hiking by Lake Travis on some trails. But anyway, in this county, I'm required to wear a mask, as you see here. Okay, a mask. Look at this, look where I am. Look where I am. They want you to wear a mask. So if I'm not wearing a mask out here, I'm subject to a $1,000 fine due to social distancing. Okay? I'm subject to a fine because I'm not wearing a mask in public. It's bizarre. It's very bizarre. This woman was trying to prove to me the other day that how effective masks are, and the little imagery or visual aid she gave me was the demonstration of somebody sneezing uncovered and then, you know, the 3 or 4 variations of wearing different types of masks or respirators that shield that. And my question to her was, and she couldn't give me an answer, was, since when has it been socially or culturally acceptable to sneeze or cough in people's faces? I mean, when's the last time somebody was within 6 feet of you that coughed or sneezed and didn't cover their mouth and nose? Or all together leave the room, because I'll leave the room sometimes if I have to sneeze or cough or something. But when's the last time somebody was within 6 feet of you and coughed or sneezed and didn't cover their mouth or their nose? I mean, that's about the rudest thing ever. If this is happening, I haven't seen it. So if I'm missing something, I'm sorry. But for the most part, when has it been, like I said, socially acceptable to cough or sneeze in open air in public ever? So this demonstration, or the idea or the belief that these masks are stopping people from spreading this, is absurd. The more facts and information that arise, you have to be with this. You have to be carrying this, first of all. Not everybody carries it, so you just have to be carrying it. I mean, we're finding out that there's millions more than they originally thought, which is making this worse. But I'm gonna lose my train of thought because I'm smoking. But there's just so many angles of this, and none of it makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. So since when has it been socially acceptable to fucking cough or sneeze in open air, in public? Never. Never. Okay? And they're shutting down state parks. They don't want you to be outside. Like I said, the more information that comes out, the longer you have to be in proximity with somebody, in close proximity with somebody. I don't understand. So outside, in passing, they want you to wear a mask. Out here, they want you to wear a mask, even though the facts state that you have to be in close proximity with people for an extended period of time. That you have to wear a mask in public as you're passing people, walking by people, interacting with people. They don't want you to shake people's hands. They don't want you to hug people. They don't want you to see other people smile. They don't want that. They're desensitizing us. They're desensitizing us to some crazy shit, man. This is nuts. This is nuts. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, I don't even know why I started this thing. I mean, this is all out craziness. I don't know where this thing's going, but it's nuts. It's nuts. I mean, all the media attention, all the lies, all the misdirection, all the change in narrative, like it's just this moving target. Like, what's it going to take to get there? I mean, it's practically civil war at this point. Whether you have a group of believers or you have a group of non-believers. I mean, we have sheep and infidel. I mean, this thing's getting to a fucking boiling point. I mean, we got a group of people out here this is frightening to me. I mean, there's people out here that just outright do not, will not, cannot think for themselves. It's just mosquitoes are getting after me. Damn, those are some big bastards too. There's just a group of people out here that absolutely will not think for themselves. They can't do it. They don't know how. They've never had to, you know. And I learned that lesson recently from my cousin. We had a conversation. He said, you know, he goes, not everybody knows what struggle's like. He said, you've struggled your entire life. That's all you know. He said, my kids, worst thing that's ever happened to them was one of them, I took away their iPad for a week. You know what I'm saying? So that never crossed my mind that people have never struggled before. These people out buying up all the toilet paper, these people hide in their homes, these people scared to death. These people are frightened to death of anything that moves now. Because they have not ever needed to think for themselves. I mean, we're afraid. Think about it, and I'm not trying to be funny, but we have people, millions of people, terrified that somehow, some way, by living their daily life, work, school, kids, church, movies, by living their normal life, what is normal to them. I'm not saying everybody's perfect, everybody's got to do it the same way, but they've got people convinced that living their normal lives, and somehow, some way, make sure I didn't leave nothing. I'm one of those leave no trace kind of people. I hate people that litter. Scum of the earth, man. Only trash litters. So leave no trace behind. Anyway, these people have never had to think for themselves. Never, once, ever. They will believe anything they're told. I mean, check this out. I can't stop laughing about this. I've been thinking about this for days, okay? So, this is the worst economic crisis we've ever seen, okay? People keep trying to compare this to the Great Depression. Not even close. Not even close. This is far and away worse. And this is only going to get worse. We'll get into that later. Worst economic time ever known to this country, okay? We're at a point where the president and Congress have passed a stimulus bill to the tune of $2.3 trillion. Very suspicious bill when you break it down financially. look into that. Again, people are just on their hands and knees begging for this bill to be passed when they don't have a clue what's in it. They don't have a clue. I mean, the government's patting themselves on the back, stroking each other off, talking about how they got all this money to small businesses. And then within 2 weeks, you find out about all the loopholes that the big businesses are getting all this money. I'm not saying it didn't help small businesses, 100% not saying that, because it's helping mine. So I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I'm just saying, like, before the government even knew how much money they really needed to help small businesses, before they had a platform strong enough to support the applications. I mean, it's as bad as unemployment. Like, unemployment numbers are still going up. They can't even keep up with the applications. All their computer software, all their websites are backed up, their phones are backed up, the office, I mean, they can't keep up. So same thing with the stimulus bill. Like, they don't have a clue how much money small business needs. Don't have a clue how much they need. So they earmark I forget the number now, 350, 360 billion, whatever it is, they earmark that for small businesses. And again, sit down with a calculator or a pen to paper, however you do math, and look how much 356 billion is to 2.3 trillion. You need to be asking yourself where the rest of that money went. You know what I'm saying? Where's the rest of that money? Go look where all that money went. Okay? So this is the kicker. I can't stop laughing about this. Oh, I promise I'll quit getting sidetracked. This is the kicker, right? So Congress, President, all these people, the Senate, they're arguing over this money. It's days, weeks, delayed, blah, blah, blah. I mean, people are getting laid off, businesses are shutting down, people have no money coming in, and these millionaires and billionaires are arguing over sending you $1,200. I mean, and you guys are begging for it. I mean, let's just say you have an okay job. Like, what's the median income right now? Is it, I don't know if it's household or individual, but it's like 50,000. So 52,000 is $1,000 a week. Okay, so you go from making $4,000 a month to making $1,200, and A, you're begging for it, and two, the government's telling you that's going to stimulate the economy and somehow give you enough money to get by. What does that even mean? And you're begging for it. You're begging for it. And then they deem all these people essential workers who should be dropping dead by now, who should be so sick. Everybody, every one of them, every grocery store employee, every restaurant employee has been in contact with everybody. They've been in contact with more people than they've ever been in contact with. Why aren't they dropping dead? Somebody's gonna have to explain that to me. Okay, I keep getting sidetracked. I'm never gonna get through this. I'm never gonna get through this. So this stimulus bill, $2.3 trillion. First of all, you don't even understand how much money that is. Sit down and think about how much money that is. You want to be a millionaire, right? You want to be a millionaire. And that's people like, I don't know, my generation and down, I'm kind of in the middle, know that the real number is 10 million, okay? So you want to be a 10 millionaire. Okay? And these dudes are printing $2.3 trillion. Okay? And we're already, what? 21, 22, 23 trillion dollars in debt. And we're just going to print $2.3 trillion and give most of it to our rich asshole friends. And then we're going to break off Americans, only if you fit a certain criteria, by the way. Because, I mean, imagine if you're undocumented, been working without paying taxes, or a certain type of self-employment, or just any sort of disqualification. Okay, if you meet certain criteria, you'll get $1,200. And oh yeah, we don't know when we're going to open back up. Anyway, they got you begging for this money. I swear I'm going to get through this video. They're begging you, or you're begging them for this money, begging them on your hands and knees, pass whatever legislation. And that's the problem. That's the problem, is we're not even telling these people what they can and can't do. We're letting them tell us. We should be standing up screaming like, no, do not send $100 million to NASA right now. Please do not do that. Please give that money to American citizens. Please give that money to American businessmen and women that are closing by the left and right. I mean, what are we talking about? What does NASA do? Fuck NASA. Fuck NASA. I don't give a shit. Okay, I'm gotta get out of here. I think it's this way. What are we talking about? You guys are begging to have them send $100 million to NASA right now. Okay, I'm confused. I'm lost. What are we doing here? So anyway, I got to get past this bill. It's blowing my mind. I'm almost at the truck. All right. So I'm too stoned to rest. I'm gonna chill a minute. So they got you on your hands and knees. Please, Big Daddy, break me off that $1,200. And oh yeah, by the way, if you've got kids, a wife and kids, you get, or a spouse, or two people, whatever. Okay, if you've got two people, I'm trying to give you an example. Two people, they get $1,200. That would be $2,400. They get $1,200 each, would be $2,400, and then you get $500 each for your first two kids, and then nothing after that. So the household could get up to $3,400, which is significant. Again, it's $3,400 significant. I'm not saying that's nothing, but again, if you've got a family of four, how much were you making before? Were you making $1,000 a week? Were you making $1,400 a week? Were you making $2,000 a week? I mean, what were you making before all this happened? Okay, and even people that took pay reductions, you know, people that are getting furloughed 20% or whatever. I mean, any of that. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Damn. This is frustrating to me. This drives me absolutely crazy. So best case scenario, you get $3,400 and you've got bills to pay. And they're giving all this money to their friends. Anyway, you're begging for this $1,200. You get it. And guess what happens? Here come the smoke and mirrors, right? For the people that aren't paying attention, let me explain it to you. We're in the worst economic crisis this country's ever seen. Arguably the greatest economy ever known to man. Okay? Something never before seen. You're lucky if you get $1,200 sent to you after you've lost your job. Your only source of income, you're living paycheck to paycheck, or week to week, or month to month, or whatever. You might already be a few months behind. This crisis pops up out of nowhere. You're screwed. The government's going to send you $1,200. I shit you not. What happens next? The United States decides to cease funding to the World Health Organization and investigating it for possible fraud of some sort. Okay? So what happens? They hold a fundraiser with celebrities and ask you for some of that money back. I shit you not. They get you feeling sorry for the World Health Organization. How insignificant of a number is $3.7 million? How many of those celebrities could have just stroked that check and it not have been 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, 10% of their wealth? $3.7 million. That's nothing. Think of how much money the United States government, go, there's a website, National Debt or nationaldebt.org or something, nationaldebt.com. I don't know what it is, but it tracks the national debt in a bunch of major numbers. But just think of how much money the United States government has coming in every year and going out every year. All the money that we send overseas for foreign aid and funding government programs and funding schools. I mean, just think of the huge numbers of money we're talking about. And we send them 3.7 million, which is next to nothing in the scheme of shit. Figure out what no one's doing over here. And they get together a bunch of rich people and they convince you that the leader of the free world is such a piece of shit that he doesn't care about humanity and they need your money back. This $1,200 they sent you, they want you to donate some of it. Oh, you can't make this shit up. They want it back. They want it back. They give it to you and they want it back. Every one of those rich assholes could have just done it on their own. They could have picked up the phone and called 10 of their friends. Hey, you want to go 10, 1 in 10 on me? Come on. Could have called one of their friends. Hey, you want to go halvesies? I mean, come on. $3.7 million is nothing. And they're making it out like it's the worst thing in the world. Like this organization's going to implode without our funding. We're investigating them for a reason, people. Do you understand that? Oh, man, but they want your money back. Oh, and this is another one. This is the one that gets me. That one got me. This one gets me even more. At the very same time you get your money, you get your $1,200. When your life's a complete shit show right now. Nancy Pelosi runs an ad for you to send her $10. She wants it back. She wants it back. She wants her money back. She can't stand it. She can't stand that they gave you that money. They want it back. They got you feeling sorry for a millionaire. She's been in politics for, 44 years? Look at her track record. What are we talking about here? She's a multimillionaire, and she's not even asking it for you sincerely or genuinely. Not out of the kindness of her heart. She's reading from a card or a teleprompter. She's like, and it's the most selfish, greedy, egotistical thing ever. They're trying to vote me out, you know. They're trying to vote me out, you know. Like, holy shit, I wonder why. Like, she doesn't even care enough to speak. Like, she wants it for election. She wants it for election, not to help get homeless people off the streets of California. She wants you to fund her campaign. From your $1,200, they want it back. They want your money back. They want it back. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. Then she goes on TV and gets ripped. Ripped, absolutely ripped. Because of her expensive ass refrigerators and her ice cream. Oh, live it. I mean, I forget how much her house is, but she's got some ridiculously expensive house. Oh, it's just hilarious. And she wants your money. They sent you $1,200 and she wants it back. And you've convinced yourself to give it to them because you hate the money already. Like, oh, well, Trump gave me this money. I'm going to give it to her and I'm going to help her. Like, Jesus, tits, are you kidding me? They want your money back. Like, do you think it's an accident that those two things happened right as you got your check? Do you think that wasn't orchestrated? Oh, it's just so comical to watch. $3.7 million. That's nothing of the U.S. budget. If the WHO can't do, if the World Health Organization can't do without the United States $3.7 million, remember, keep in mind, the United States is 3% of 3 or 4% of the world population. 3 or 4% of the world population. And we're not giving them $3.7 million, or we're putting it on hold, however that worked. Like, what are we talking about here? And they want your money back. And you gave it to them. You gave it to them. Just like you laid down. That's what disappoints me about this whole thing, is we just keep begging for more and more government. We keep shutting out the private sector. We have no faith in the private sector. None. We've lost all faith in the American people, yet they say American people on TV all day long. They beat you over the head with that fucking big red, white, and blue dick. But, oh, American people, they have no faith in you. They have no faith in you. And they keep failing you over and over and over. Why is the government making all these decisions if they have so much faith in the American people? Why did we just lay down? We just threw in the towel. The government said throw in the towel, and we did. They said jump. We didn't even ask how high. We just started jumping. I mean, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. We just laid down. We didn't even put up a fight. We have no faith in our private sector. Why? Why? We have all this technology. We have all this expensive higher education, and like entrepreneurship is like the American dream. That's what America's all about. That's why people die trying to get here. Oh. Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Shh. We got company. Anyway. Hey, shh. We got company. They won't wear a mask either, so God bless them. Good boy. He's a good boy. I know, him's a good boy. Now I lost track of where I was at. Dang it. Where was I? Damn. Lost my train of thought. I don't know, man. They want that money back. They want that money back. Oh yeah, private sector. That's where I was. Thank God I remembered that. Thank you, Jesus. That we have no faith in the private sector. Why? Why? Dude, this is the biggest horseshit I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, if COVID-19 kicks America's front door in on January 1st, 2020, I shit you not, the solution will be on Shark Tank February 1st, 2020. Like, why are we doubting the American people? I don't fucking get it. We set up, hospitals can't handle it, doctors can't handle it, nurses can't handle it, we're shutting it down. No faith in the private sector. And we just laid down. We didn't even put up a fight. And now we're weeks into it, and the people are finally getting restless and putting up a fight, and they're being ridiculed and mocked and saying they're a threat to society and they're a threat to public health and all this nutty shit. Like, we know better now. We know better. The facts are coming out. We know more about this than we did. We need to quit acting like we're a month into this. We're 6 months into this. Like, hello, we have more information now. Once you know better, you do better. We know better now. Now we do better. I mean, but we shut it down and we laid down. We didn't even put up a fight. We didn't even ask why. Nothing. We didn't even try. We didn't even try. We just laid down. And that's the most disappointing part for me. But they rah-rah y'all guys up. They just rah-rah-rah. You know, oh, well, we're sticking together by staying apart. We're doing our part by staying apart. Come on, man. Get off the gas with that shit. Oh, man. We didn't even try. We didn't even try. It's sad to me. It's sad to me. So where do we go from here? I mean, we got politicians been doing this for 40, 45 years, and they're blaming people that have been here for 2.5 months, or 2.5 months, 2.5 years, 3 years, whatever. You've been doing this for 44 years, and you're mad at somebody that's been doing it for 3. Spending all your time and money trying to get your new boss fired. That's it. That's it. That's what this is all about. This chick doesn't like her new boss, so she's doing everything within her power and some outside of her power to bring his ass down. She's using every tool in the box. We're a mechanic shop, and we have jobs that we call every tool in the box, because that's about what it takes to get the damn thing finished. And by the time you're done, every tool in the box is out, because you tried every single one of them. And she's tried every tool in the box to get her new boss fired. That's it. That's all this is. You guys have seen it. You guys all have jobs. You know what it looks like, and that's all this is. This chick, whether you like her or not, and I have a special place in my heart for her, but whether you like her or not, that's just a fact. That's just a fact. She's just trying to get her new boss fired, man. We've all seen it a million times. Again, whether you like her or don't like her, that's what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you don't like your boss and your new boss and you try to get him fired. This is what it looks like. At best, at very best, you have to say, if you don't believe that, at very best, you have to at least believe she's treating him like a substitute teacher. As if she's used to running the class when the old teacher's there, and now that the new teacher, the substitute teacher's in there, she ain't having none of that. So she's not giving that substitute teacher any respect. Should be working with them. Should be trying to solve things, working together to find a solution. Not this blame game, not the pointing the finger, not trying to get you fired, not trying to get you thrown overboard. I mean, maybe the president would have had time to read the newspaper in the morning in October and November and December and January. Maybe he would have had time to read the newspaper if he wasn't in fucking court fighting for his job, or having to get briefed, or spending whatever amount of time it was, because I'm sure it was a considerable amount of time, considering you have the most important job in the country. Well, importance debatable at this point. No matter who's in office. And every day, he's having to spend time, whether it's 1 second or 18 hours, fighting for his fucking job. So maybe he would have been up to speed with the Rona before all this shit happened. if this chick wasn't trying to get her boss fired. If she wasn't treating the substitute teacher like shit, just trying to make it hard on her. Because it's about dislike. They don't like each other. And this is the shit we gotta put up with. This is the shit we gotta put up with. Oh, man. So, oh, man. I don't know where we go from here. But, yeah. Required to wear a mask out here. Check that out. It's beautiful out here. Hope I can catch a good sunset tonight. Where I'm camping, there's quite a bit of trees out here like this, so it's hard to see the sunset, but I'm gonna go find me a spot. Roll one or something. Take these dogs, let Nolan chill, he's overheating. I don't know what I've been rambling about, but I'll probably watch this before I post it and take some notes. That way I can go back on the stuff I got sidetracked on, because I get sidetracked so easy. Maybe I'll call this the sidetrack series. But yeah, man, this is nuts. This is nuts. I mean, they give you that money, they want it back. They're just fighting. They're just arguing. It's not about public health. We know it's not about public health. And if you think it's about public health, you're on the wrong side of history, okay? You're not paying attention. If you think it's about public health and safety, if you think they care about you or anyone, whether it's the elderly or the sick, you are lying to yourself. They're no longer lying to you. They're doing all sorts of things. There's all sorts of evidence to the contrary. And you are lying to yourself, thinking that that's the reality of it. You think they care about people's lives. You think they care. You are sadly mistaken. They don't give a rat's ass about you. They do not. They do not. They probably did at one time. I believe that. I believe people do what they love, and that's another reason why I hate so much government involvement. Like, ask a teacher how much government involvement's involved in her practice. You know, teachers are like the nurses, doctors. I mean, these are like God's gift to the planet. These people that think this way, that are natural born givers, lovers, caregivers, okay? And then how once they get into the education system, how they're twisted and molded and squeezed into this box. And then once they get out in the professional world, they're squeezed into an even tighter box. And they're restricted. They're not allowed to teach. You know what I mean? Like, they're just stripped of their individuality. They're stripped of their ability to teach. Like, it's all about test scores. And I mean, I don't know. We just stripped our doctors and nurses stripped away their ability to do their job. We didn't even give them a chance to fight this thing. Because right now, the media's got you thinking that the politicians are the heroes in all this. Hey, look at us, we're doing it. Hey, look at us, we're doing it. Hey, look, we're making things better. Hey, we're fixing it. Hey, this is what you need to do. Of course, they want to give you a pat on the back if you work in a restaurant, and give you a pat on the back if you work in this industry and truck drivers. It's all part of the dog and pony show. It's all part of the dog and pony show. Follow the money. Follow the money. Oh, man. All right, this thing's getting long. I better go. I'll watch this, take some notes, and do some more later. Gotta wear a mask out here. God is good all the time.